The House and Senate are going to meet today at noon to mark the beginning of the 118th Congress. They will select, at least in the House, a new House Speaker, we think. Republicans in the minority, though, in the Senate, 51-49. For more on what we can expect over the next couple of years, I want to welcome back in Senator-elect from Oklahoma, former Congressman Markwayne Mullin, back with us. Senator-elect, great to have you on. Good morning.
Thanks for having me on. How you doing?
Senator, I'm doing well. I want to talk about, for a moment, about your story, because I think this is so fascinating. Basically, you left college when you were 20 years old to take over your dad's business. You've been a successful businessman since that time. How important is it, and this is the way the founders drew it up, have success in the private sector, then serve your country, get into politics, and then maybe return to the private sector. The founders never drew it up for people to be like Joe Biden. And I don't mean that, honestly, as a shot to the president. I just mean they never envisioned somebody serving for 50 years.
I think citizen legislators are vitally important. When you start talking about career politicians and the way they think, and versus someone that came out of the private sector or even out of the military side of things, you just have a different approach to the way you look at things. I tell people we all make decisions based on two things: the way we're raised, which will never change. It's good, bad, and different. It doesn't make any difference. Your way you're raised will never change, but your life experiences do. And when you're a career politician, you're always going to make political decisions. What's best for me? What's the best direction for me? What's the best path forward? And the only thing, as long as the next election or as far as the next vote goes, when you come from a different background, say from a business background, you're looking at a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year plan, which is a business approach. And if we take a business approach to this country, we're going to be better off. But what we find up here is we have too many career politicians that work up here because the system favors that. It's all based on seniority. If you're going to be a chairman in the Senate, it's based on seniority. So who sits there the longest? It's not necessarily the best person for the job. It's who sits there the longest. When you see leadership, leadership is a little bit different, but most of the time leadership is actually not based on seniority, but it's people who's built the relationships longer. And it leads out and it doesn't use the talents that every member has. There's some very talented people in the House. There's some very talented people in the Senate, but they're not utilized like you would in the private sector.
Yeah, it's a good point. Which I think is interesting, one of the very few business owners who will be in the United States Senate. Only 100 members of the Senate, but it wasn't always like that. Today, a busy day for you. You'll be sworn in. You'll officially become a member of the U.S. Senate. Kamala Harris has made it very clear that all new incoming senators and their families are going to have to require a negative COVID test before they can take part in what really is just a routine swearing-in photo and then a group photo for all the new members of the Senate. Have you gotten your test?
I'm not going to. Listen, COVID's over for me. COVID's over for the rest of the country. COVID just exists for those that are still in the bubble. And I get it's still around. Don't get me wrong. I get COVID's still around, but I'm talking about the pandemic. People are ready to move on, and we're ready to move on. Truth is, I've got my family up here with me, all 6 of my kids, and my wife and I. They've got to fly back for school right after the swearing in. I got another son that's got to fly to California today for a wrestling tournament. And we're just not going to take the chance of somebody getting a false positive, because we all know about that. And so if that's the requirement, I really don't care to get a picture with Kamala Harris anyways. So we'll just forego that part.
Good for you, Senator. I didn't realize your son was wrestling. I know you used to be an MMA fighter. I think that's accurate. Is that right?
Yes, and all my kids. In my family, you have 2 choices about wrestling. You wrestle and like it, or wrestle and don't, so choose your attitude. Right.
Just a quick question. Have you had any interactions? I know that you'll be the first Native American to serve in the Senate in I think almost 20 years. You are Cherokee Indian. Have you had any interactions with Elizabeth Warren, who also claims to be Native American?
I'm actually a card-carrying Cherokee. My family came over in the early 1800s on the first walk, and so no, I have not had any interactions with the high cheekbones Elizabeth Warren, who honestly we think very disgracefully about, and most people in Oklahoma for claiming something that she's not.
Yeah, a lot of people in Massachusetts too. Senator-elect, enjoy today. It is a very special day. You'll still be able to get pictures, maybe with cell phones though, and they're just as good. Senator-elect Markwayne Mullin from Oklahoma. Look forward to having you back. Thank you.
Thank you.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the
truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They
Let me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.